I feel like I don't have to explain how popular the Tony Hawk games are. Even if you don't skateboard, I'm pretty sure you played at least one or two of these games. Whether it's American Wasteland, Underground, or whatever, I feel like we've all played at least one Tony Hawk game. Hell, I don't even skateboard, but I got like 3 different generations of Tony Hawk games somewhere in my dresser. Long story short, we know how poppin' the series is. And the games that got it started was the Pro Skater series, originally 1 through 4. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 was released in 1999. Basically the Stone Ages, released on PlayStation 1. To keep a long story short, Tony Hawk released Pro Skaters 1 through 4 between the years of 1999 and 2002. Now, because of the success of those games, we ended up getting more along the line, like American Wasteland, Underground 1 and 2, and then later Project 8. Bro, I can easily say the Tony Hawk games are probably like in the top 3 best franchises to come out the PS2 era. I think it wasn't until maybe either Project 8 or Ride where the game franchise started losing momentum. Basically, the Pro Skater series helped make Tony Hawk the games that they are today. They helped build that reputation. So when Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 was announced back in, 2015, you can only imagine how excited people were. Now, when the game released, there was like 2 different versions of opinions. There is the one opinion where people said it was absolutely horrible and had no business being made. And then there was the other opinion of, wow, this game's actually kind of good. I missed the Pro Skater series. Me, I was in between. On one hand, I like the fact that Tony Hawk came out with the new game after who knows how many years of being out. And number 2, I kind of felt like it could have been done better. If you're gonna make a continuation of the series that started your reputation, you need to make sure you do it right. Especially after 13 years of being released from the previous one. And I think they kind of failed at that. Like, imagine if out of nowhere Call of Duty just stopped making games after NW3 and then like 10 to 11 years later, they release Infinite Warfare. The gameplay for Pro Skater 5 is your typical Tony Hawk game. You skate around, do a few flips, grind, lip tricks, all types of shit, right? And I am gonna give Pro Skater its credit. I do kind of like the skating. The skating is fluid, it's smooth, it works. I like it. I don't feel like the controls are too clunky. The actual skating aspect of the game is not the problem. In my opinion, the problem with this game is its enthusiasm. When you play the old Tony Hawk games, you kind of feel a high level of creativity and enthusiasm. You can tell how wild the imagination of these developers are. Like, remember in Pro Skater, Pro Skater 2, when you can play as Spider-Man and he had his own costumes, his own tricks. It was fun as hell. He was a secret skater, like in other Tony Hawk games, like Underground. I think it was Underground 2, Shrek was a secret skater. And granted, Pro Skater 5 tried to do that with the Ninja Turtles, but I didn't really feel as good. Plus, it wasn't even a secret skater. They gave it to you right off the bat. There was no special activities you had to do to find these characters. There was nothing really special about it. They just gave it to you. And Pro Skater 5's lack of enthusiasm also kind of makes its gameplay a little bland. Something that they did in Pro Skater 5 was when you activate your special meter and you start doing special moves, they changed the way for you to do it. Instead of 2 analog stick movements and a button, now it's 1 analog stick and 1 button, and you do some bland ass move. Now, I don't really care too much of them changing how you pull off these moves. What I really care about is the moves themselves. This goes into my previous point, there's no real enthusiasm. I mean, the board changes color when you activate the meter, and you can do different tricks. It's just when you look at the tricks themselves, you kind of get this feeling of, damn, that's it? The special tricks don't really have any flair. And it doesn't help that for some reason the special meter goes down fast as hell. It takes like 2 minutes worth of combos to use 10 seconds of special tricks that could have been done better. I feel disrespected. I think the main reason why this bothers me is because Pro Skater 5 was released in 2015. The games I'm comparing it to, these shits came out in the early 2000s. Underground came out in 2003 and Underground 2 came out in 2005. Well, actually it's 4. American Wasteland came out in 2005. The shit you were able to do in the older games should have been improved and outshined in the newer game, seeing how Pro Skater 5 came out, 6-7 years ago? 2 gaming generations later? Let's actually compare the difference in gameplay. In Tony Hawk Underground 1, There's a special move you can do where you moonwalk on your board, Michael Jackson style, right? You do that while you're grinding. In Tony Hawk Underground 2, you can do a thing called the Nada Spin. They had it in American Wasteland, but I think they introduced it in Underground 2, where you basically do an infinite 360 spin on either a fire hydrant or a pointed object. They added extra flavor to the gameplay. Pro Skater 5 didn't really have any special additions like a moonwalk grind or a Nada spin. It was mainly just skating, grinding, and grab tricks. Not saying they had to copy and paste the old Tony Hawk games, but at least add something to the game other than the basics. Now, once again, I'm gonna give Pro Skaters credit. It did try to add something like the big-headed game mode, where you get a big-ass head and you just start skating around trying to balance yourself. Or the other game mode where you shoot rockets out of the wheels of your board. That's fun. I like that, especially the rocket one. It was fun as hell. If they put more of an effort into adding fun activities like that in the game, I think the game would have done better. Now, gameplay and antics aside, my biggest issue with this game is the glitches. Mind you, I recently bought Pro Skater 5 for my Xbox One. I used to have it for my 360 back in the day, and I don't remember having this many problems with it, so it could just be a change in console. But nonetheless, I bought the product and I'm having these problems. There's this issue when after I complete an activity, if I pick go back to free skate or retry mission, the loading screen is never ending. Like, it just doesn't stop. It was like this for like 10 minutes until I had to quit out the game, restart it, and play it back again. And after I played it back again and I had to exit out of the mission after completing it, it did the exact same shit. It literally makes this game unplayable. It's to the point where I'm thinking about just returning the game after I'm done. I don't want to say this game is absolute shit and you should not play it, because I feel like that would be a little unfair. I mean, hell, it's better than Battlefield 2042. That's not really an achievement. But me personally, out of all the Tony Hawk games I've played, I've had the least amount of fun with this one. If you're new to the Tony Hawk games and you're looking for one to play and start your shit off on, do not play this one. I'd say play, I don't know, the American Wasteland. Shit, that's a better option. But for the most part, this game had a lot of potential and could have been better. But if you do want to play it, I can't stop you from doing what you want to do. But hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I appreciate y'all for watching this episode of Reggie TV. Tell me what you thought in the comments, or not. I'm not going to force you. But I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.